Chairman, thank you. Both HUD and Treasury proposals suggest that there be a distinct separation between the borrowers that use FHA financing and those that use GSE financing. How would this be achieved, and how would this separation help home buyers? Dr. Calabria?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I think the objective here, which Dr. Carson talks about in his testimony, is to try to reduce that competition at the margin, which has historically driven down credit standards. We certainly saw before the crisis where the GSEs aggressively tried to grab FHA market share and did so by reducing their standards. And of course, many of those loans, unfortunately, turned out unsustainable and left homeowners in a position where they lost their homes. So again, trying to encourage responsible, sustainable homeownership is the objective. To echo what Dr. Carson again has said, traditionally FHA has focused on the first-time home buyer, low down payment part of the market. And I think, first of all, I'm going to emphasize the objective here is not to have any gaps in the market, but the objective is to reduce some of that competition which has eroded standards in the past.
So it seems to me that our goal is to have a multiple guarantor system, and that is to boost the accountability to taxpayers. I assume that you all could tell me there are things that go on at the GSEs that deserve our attention in regard to accountability to taxpayers. We want financial innovation. We want greater consumer choice through competition. Is there, when we separate the GSE and the FHA, does that help achieve those goals?
Who's that for?
Whoever has the answer that is one I can understand. And succinct.
Well, I can speak for the FHA and what our goals are and what our principal focus is in this reorganization is so that we can concentrate on those first-time home buyers, on minorities, on people who frequently don't have access to traditional credit markets. And this plan actually facilitates that rather than takes away from it.
One of the things, it seems to me, that GSEs have been able to accumulate in this time frame that we're in is greater access to technology and information. So if we have a new system, how do we force the sharing of the benefits in data and technology that those already established in the business have?
Well, I can tell you that the GSEs were able to significantly upgrade their IT performance while they were in conservatorship, thanks to the taxpayer. Therefore, what they have achieved in that area, they should be willing to share. And I think they recognize that, and I think Congress should recognize that.
So you would see an increased transparency in sharing that GSE data and other information with the industry. Could that be a precondition to release from the conservatorship?
I think that's really the question for the FHFA, but I would agree with what you're alluding to, that these are one of the issues that we should be looking at.
Tell me where we are in regard to capitalization and where we need to be. What level of capitalization do you see as necessary? Maybe this is for you, Mr. Secretary. At the GSEs to operate efficiently and, most importantly, to withstand any future significant financial downturn?
I think they need a lot of capital. Let me just say, you know, what we're looking at now, $3 billion in each, is irresponsible in terms of the amount of capital that they have, and there's no way they could operate if it weren't for the fact that they could draw on the Treasury lines, which in essence act as a capital backstop today. So we really see two things. One, retaining earnings. That's one way we'll accumulate capital. And then two, we will have to raise third-party capital. But you know, again, if I were to give you a range of a number, it's more like $100 billion than it is $6 billion.
What's the capitalization today compared to where we were before the crisis of 2007-8?
It's minuscule today.
So we're in worse shape going into any kind of significant major economic downturn than we were when we had the catastrophic consequences.
The GSEs could not operate today if it were not for the Treasury lines.
Thank you.